Alright guys, we're back for another video. This is for rigging jigs and stuff for largemouth. I'm Brandon.
I'm Blake.
And this is Snagging and Tagging Outdoors.
Alright.
So, what we'll start out with is, I'll probably start out with this. I don't quite know what these are called, but they're a weedless hook. You got the jig head and everything on top of it. You can put a worm, like the back of a brush hog on one. You can cut the sides off. It looks really good. Sorry, I don't know what these are called, but you can probably find them in the stores. Another one are rattle traps. We'll just show you this one. Got a good colored rattle trap. If you're going to Lake Powell or something, you want to catch a striper, use a small blue and silver one.
I got one right
Very
here.
good. Yeah, he has one right there.
You want one like this right here with a black dot on the end, blue, has kind of a red belly, or a red mouth, not belly. And yeah, so that's this one. You can find these about every store. There is.
I can't
This
quite
has
get
a fishing aisle.
Another great largemouth bass and smallmouth is this popper right here. I forgot if it was a spook or something like that. And another great striper is that with the orange belly. It's also a rattle trap. There's flukes you can use. We'll show you how to rig up flukes and swim baits and brush hogs later. But that's for now. You have crankbaits. Two nice crankbaits. This one is a 5 to 10 foot diver. This one's a 3 to 5 foot diver. It's a square bill. Very good to use. Then you have all sorts of jerk baits you can use. Sorry, they're so tangled. But there's all sorts of jerk baits you can use. And those are just very good for largemouth and smallmouth. Mainly largemouth because they're a little bit easier to, their mouth's a little easier to get around.
Yep. Now we're moving on to kind of the baits that we have over here. These are the more jig style and spinners. These are buzz baits. We use these for smallmouth, largemouth, and pike. They all work pretty well.
Good topwater lure.
Yep. And then we got some frogs. These ones are pretty good when thrown in like lily pads and high brush cover and stuff. And then we got the spinner baits. This is a Strike King spinner bait. It's white. It has a kind of a like fish looking blade right there, and you got the swim bait on the back for a trailer. Works pretty well. We've had a lot of luck using these. And then,
so we have here a swim bait. It's a 5-inch swim bait, the one I showed in the last video. And then we have a swim bait hook. So we have the twirler in the front, like you gotta stick it in the head, maybe. And then you just twist it on. It's a lot harder to get off. Sorry about the video. But once you get it to the end, you can flip it around. And you can go right through the stomach with it. And up to the top, kind of. Not too much. You don't want it to be too obvious. But there's your swim bait for you. You go on to the next one.
alright, so now we got coming into like worms and stuff. These are Senkos. Right here, this one's a little bit smaller, so this one's a bit easier to rig up. And the way we rig these up is we get...
There's two types of hook you can
Yeah.
use. One's a little bit more curved. Let me see real quick.
Yeah, we got these two right here.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus. Okay, so we have a little bit more curved hook, a lot sturdier. They don't bend as easy and they don't break. And then you have these ones, they're flat along the bottom. They're pretty much still the same thing in size and everything like that. But what I recommend if you're using like a Senko, I'd go with the flat one so it stays along the body.
Yeah. And the way we rig these up is you just take it, quick. You take it and you got this right here. You just stick it right through the head, just a little bit. You pop it out, see, like that. And you take it and you bring it all the way through, up to here. Then you spin it and stick it right through the body, like that. Well, that's kind of like a basic. I mean, that's like trying to do it fast, but there you go, like that. You got the little tail.
And then you got Texas rigs and stuff like that. And so here we have a green pumpkin brush hog. Very good trailer for what I was talking about a little while ago. What was it?
It was one of these right here.
Oh yeah, very good trailer for these. we'll show you that in a little bit. But yeah, green pumpkin brush hog. There's other types you can use. You can use the Bobby Lang design, the craw fatty. And you got all sorts of different kinds of stuff. But for now, we'll focus on this. Same thing with the worm. You pop it through the head and you pull it out. Not too much. You only got, so how much you're gonna pop through is how much space you have right here. So you'll pull it down, pop it through, and then you'll just shove it through the stomach, up to the top. There you have your brush hog. Put on top. And if you're using line and stuff like this, you want to get a slip weight, and it'll go right on top of it. And so when you're jigging it, it'll stay down, and it's like it's eating off the bottom. And then, so you don't want it to slip too much. So above it, you can either put a bobber stopper, or you can put a small split shot. Tiny. That's just to keep your slip weight from sliding too much.
Alright, and then, of course, we got these. We like to use these for smallmouth. They work pretty well. Especially in the spring and early summer. As you can see, there's a lot of action on the tail, which all bass like that. They love that action. And you pretty much rig it up the same way we were talking about earlier with these hooks. And what I like to use, if I can find it, I don't know where it went. But they sell finesse heads too for jigs, and those work pretty well. They make the presentation look a lot better of the worms. Yeah.
So nice we also have little lizard / gecko looking guys. I don't quite know how to rig these up, but I figured you'd rig them up just the same way as you would the brush hog. We have, I don't know what these are, but these work very well for smallmouth. It's just a worm with a bigger body. You rig them up the same way as normal. Have a lot more poppers and stuff like that. These white ones with the black dot on them, they work very well for just throwing them on top of weeds and stuff like that. I have ones that look like frogs. You can use tube jigs for largemouth and smallmouth. There's a wide variety of stuff that you can use for both smallmouth and largemouth. And we've also had pike hit our little baby brush hogs and stuff like that. Very good jig to use. Stay tuned for next time, and we will show you our walkthrough on our trout stuff. Peace out.